As we all know, in 2020, Pixel Gun 3D has been dominated by shotguns by a long term. By such weapons like the Ultimatum, the Undertaker, the Viking, the Acid Shotgun, and a lot more to come. Originally, the way that the shotguns were structured and have been working, the overall mechanic was that as many of the bullet pellets were to hit the enemy, the more damage they would take. But recently, of course, Pixel Gun 3D has decided to change that, and they have made it that from what range it hits the enemy, the more damage it does. And that's a big change to what the shotguns were and what the shotguns are now in Pixel Gun 3D. Well, recently one of the Pixel Gun 3D content creators has actually reached out to one of the developers, and he has decided to answer the question regarding if such things such as the shotguns will be buffed again, if there will be a return of the old mechanic of the shotguns in order to see what would work better for the game and for the players to leave out their feedbacks. And for today's video, guys, I will be speaking about whether this would be a buff or not, and when this is actually going to be taking place. And in fact, I'll be going through one of the messages that the Pixel Gun 3D developer has left for one of our content creators of Pixel Gun 3D. And now, the $1 million question here stays, will the shotguns be buffed, and will they be reverted to how they previously were? Well, the developer has answered this question, and is this going to be taking place? You guys will find out right in today's video. So let's just jump right into it. So now I'm going to be reading out an interesting conversation that went between one of our YouTubers, Drot Pixel Gun 3D, and one of the Pixel Gun 3D developers, of course. So, of course, big credits to Drot for this, and let's just read out the whole thing. The question that Drot has asked was, will the shotguns be reverted to how they previously were? And the answer to this was, I don't know when, but they will be reverted for one day, and the devs will announce it. And this is actually really straightforward reply that we have got. We haven't really got anything else except that. And now the big question is, will they be reverted? Yes, they will probably be reverted to how they previously were, but as the developers has answered the question, they said they will be reverted for one day, meaning that we will be getting a trial of the old mechanics back into Pixel Gun 3D, and then the developers will basically be debating if this is the right choice or not. And I suppose this will work just like the update replies that we normally could give to the Pixel Gun 3D developers in the official Discord server, which goes under the section of feedback of each and every single one update. But this time it will be a shotgun review / feedback, of course. And now this is actually really interesting. I'm genuinely curious which mechanic would be better out of all of them. So here I am. I'm going to be going through both of the mechanics and talking about them, on what my feelings are about them, and if they are actually better. Which one obviously is better for the game. So starting up with the first mechanic, of course, this mechanic is going to be that there will be a bullet spread. The more bullets that hit the enemy will mean that they will deal more damage. So this is actually a pretty more realistic thing, if I want to be completely honest with you guys. This is probably the most realistic thing that Pixel Gun 3D has done in terms of shotguns, in terms of all guns in this game actually. Because shotguns, yes, they do have a bullet spread, just like in real life. Of course, I cannot speak too much into this and etc. But they do have a huge bullet spread, and the more it hits the enemy, the more it will do damage to them, just in real life. And I really like how this mechanic actually works. And now the second mechanic that we have right here is going to be the range, on how far the shotgun is from the enemy and when it actually hits the enemy. So basically, if you're 20 blocks away from the enemy, but you're 10 blocks away from the enemy, obviously the 10 block hit will do more damage to the enemy, which is also quite realistic, if I'm gonna be completely honest with you. And if I'm gonna be honest, this was such a one-sided choice by the developers to actually decide to make the second option the one to be in the game, in my personal opinion. And now this is where it could get a little controversial. I think both of these should be implemented in the game. I know you could say that will be a little too OP. Well, you could always lower the overall damage of the shotguns itself in order for this to be more reliable and etc. Because this is really how it would work in real life, and I really don't understand why Pixel Gun 3D wouldn't imply both of these into the game. But of course, the developer hasn't spoken anything about both of them not being added, but they spoke about the trial of the old update on the old shotguns, and that it will be reverted back in the game. So here now is the biggest question for all of you. What do you think that day will be the chaos of Pixel Gun 3D? If I'm gonna be honest, I don't think so. It's how it's supposed to work. It's really how the shotgun should work. So my biggest tip to the devs out there, it's really to just lower the damage of the shotguns and combine both of these mechanics together in order to make like a mix. I think the mix would probably be the most reliable choice if I'm gonna be completely honest with you, because it's really how it works in other games and etc. Like I saw Call of Duty, PUBG and etc. That's really how the shotguns work. It's about the range, it's also about the bullet spread. So it's two of these combined that could really give you like a true understanding feeling of the shotguns, which is really what Pixelgun 3D has always intended to do, to always also make the game realistic, but also do not go off the Minecraft view of how the game previously was and how it previously gained its popularity and everything along those lines. I think just combining these would really make something perfect for the Pixelgun 3D, and I really would like to see a combination of these. And of course, as I said, my tip is to lower the damage, and that's pretty much it if I'm gonna be completely honest with you guys. Please let me know down in the comment section down below what you guys thoughts on this and which mechanic would you like, or would you actually go with my choice and would you actually like to have both of these combined together with a lower damage as I previously said. And if you did make this video right until the end, make sure to comment down the number 62. Let's confuse some people down in the comment section and etc. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a great rest of your minutes in there and peace out. Bye bye.